Hello, the Pokemon fan 923 here, back with Pokemon TCG Pocket. I think it was yesterday, it possibly could have been today. It says the battle, it started the 10th, or they went depending on your location, but I don't remember it being here. But today, you're going to see that I participated a little bit, and it's the Charcadet Trop event. So, during this event, you can get these cards, which is Small, Tetsugiri, Frigibax, Tinkaton, and Charcadet. So, I was thinking of a deck that I could use that would fulfill the requirements for what I need to beat Expert. And this would also work for you guys if you guys want to make the same deck. So in order to beat Expert, which is the hardest difficulty the event has to offer, assuming the game's going to let me, okay, you have to win this battle without any Pokemon EX in your deck. This includes legendaries, anything that has the word EX at the way you see next to the list. There is the Maroomage EX. Anything that has that symbol cannot be used. You have to win this with 12 or more Paldean Wonders cards included in your deck. That is the newest set that came out, or the last newest set that came out. You have to deal 100 Pokemon, 100 damage in total to your Pokemon with one attack. That's not difficult, especially if you have a type advantage. And you have to win 5 battles and 10 battles. This is easily the hardest one, so I made this particular deck. This deck has, well, I'm going to go through all the cards it has. We have 2 Psyducks. Psyduck has the ability Headache that won't allow the opponent to use supporter cards. Manaphy's on here. This is just an extra card. It lets you attach water energy from your energy zone to attach to that Pokemon. That's a 1 energy. Then we have Frigibax, Articuno-Genetic, and Excalibur. Excalibur, Frigibax, Articuno-Genetic, and Excalibur are all from Paldean Wonders. Frigibax, Articuno-Genetic aren't that great, but Excalibur, on the other hand. Once per turn, you may take a water energy and attach it to the Pokemon in the edge spot. That includes itself. Buster Tail has 3 energy for 90, which it would do 110 to most of this Pokemon. There's some Pokemon that are colorless. And then, of course, I have the Excalibur I pulled a while ago. And then we have Tandemus. So the reason I chose Tandemus and Mousehold, the reason I chose them was because they're also from Paldean Wonders. And Mousehold has the ability called Triple Gnawing. It does 60. And then you flip 3 coins for each dead, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. This could be good against Aramouge if he gets 3 energy, because it takes 3 energy to use the attack, and 1 does 120 damage, but it forces a discard. So you're able to get this on there, and you're able to get at least a few heads. It takes him a while for him to recover from that. We also have we also have the Big Air Balloon, and I know those are both from Paldean Wonders. That gives me, in combination with some of the Pokemon I have, and that gives me a total of 12 Paldean Wonder cards. I double checked. We have the Rare Candy to evolve Frigibax to Excalibur in case I need to do so. Big Air Balloon allows me to attach it to Excalibur to retreat it for 2 less energy. No, for no energy, which is really useful. We have the Classic Professor's Resource, which just allows us to draw 2 cards. We have Ino, allows us to basically just reshuffle both players' hands and give them the same number of cards they just had. And Misty just is a quick card that allows you to flip a coin, and then for every heads you get before you get tails, you can attach a water energy to 1 Pokemon. So, in theory, this deck should work. I have done 1 battle with this deck against Aramouge. And we lost. That's because he got his energy early. See, he has a Moltres EX in his deck, and his Moltres allows him to essentially, for 1 energy, you get to flip 3 coins. For each head, you're allowed to attach a fire energy to any of your Pokemon, and any Pokemon times the number of heads. So, there's a luck factor in there. He managed to get 2 energy on Aramouge, and then put 1 on it, and he managed to knock him off over before I could get set up. So we actually have Tandemus and Mousehold in our hand. That's a very good start. We're going to put Tandemus on the bench. Put the other Tandemus on, or in the edge spot, we're going to put Tandemus on the bench, and we're going to start the battle. We're going to see what he starts with. So he starts with Moltres EX. I was afraid of that. So this is it's looking pretty similar to how it happened last time. Unfortunately, I go first, so I can't attach an energy, but I can play Professor's Research. I draw 2 cards. There's Psyduck and Articuno-Genetic. Okay, that's pretty good. We're going to put Psyduck on the bench. And we're at end of turn, we can't put any energy on. So what he's going to do here is he's going to attach an energy to Moltres after he draws 2 cards. He's going to use Inferno Dance to flip 3 coins. He actually has multiple of this card. So basically, let's see how many heads he gets. Okay. Okay, not too bad. So he's going to probably attach 1 fire energy to Charcadet. Yeah, alright. So we still have a few turns to set stuff up. So we're going to evolve Tandemus, or Mousehold, Tandemus into Mousehold. We're going to attach an energy to Mousehold, and we're going to end our turn. So I think what he's going to do now is he's going to attach another energy to Moltres. Okay, maybe not what I thought he was going to do. Also, his ability was to take 30 less damage with attacks, and he equips the cape. That combination right there is just very nasty. Okay, so he's acting King Copycat. He can put his hand into a deck and draw 4 cards equal to the number of cards I have in my hand. Puts the energy on Moltres. He's going to do Inferno Dance yet again. Unfortunately, this is not looking good, because he's going to attach all his energy to his Armouge, and then I'm kind of stuck again. Just like I was the first time. So, the issue with doing this is I can't really use EX cards because it breaks the rule that it seems I have to do it. So we're going to use triple grooming, 9. So let's do 60 damage. And we're going to flip 3 coins. So I got 1, 2 heads. I force him to discard the only 2 energy he has. So that means he can't retreat unless he has a certain card. Okay, so he got the card he needed. So we got a very bad combination here. He's going to retreat to his Armouge. He's going to put 1 energy, and then basically the match is over because I can't do anything. He got Armouge really quickly into the active spot again. So what you ultimately want to do here, because you have to win a deck without any EX cards. There's a small workaround to this. And that's to use a deck I used in the previous battle against Medicham, which is my Water Type 2 deck. So, essentially what we can do here, we can split up the missions. You don't have to do all the missions at once, which is very nice. We don't have to do that. So what we're going to do, I think what we're going to do here is, we're going to swap to my other deck, the one I used before, and we're going to battle with it. So the hardest part about using the first deck I used was just getting a win with the EX. However, you could play the deck auto and just wait for the AI to eventually win. But our main focus is basically just beating the deck as it is. So we're going to put Krabby in play. I'm also going to try to beat it with the first deck I was using, but there's no guarantees on that. I'll go for a while and see what happens. So I was using this Water version 2 deck for a while there in order to beat them. Unfortunately, I seem to be getting a lot of first turns, which is not good for me at all. So maybe resetting every time you get a first turn, maybe that would help. But, so I can't touch any energy during my first turn, but luckily he got Charcadet first. So let's see what he's going to do about that. That might add multiple EX to his hand. It did not. So Chinyu, or is this the one I'm thinking of? Is this the card I'm thinking of? Yes, I believe. No, this is a different one. So essentially, if that card gets 2 energy, it can be a very big problem. But so far, it's not that big of a problem. We're going to put Poké Ball into our hand. So these decks are getting a lot harder and harder to deal with. So there is that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put energy on Krabby, evolve with the Kingler. We're going to put Froakie on the bench. And we can't do anything else. KO Crab takes 3 energy to use, so we're just going to end our turn like that. Alright, he's got Air moves. That's a bit of a problem. So, this is unfortunately another situation where I don't see how I'm going to win this. Actually, I do see a way to win this. So we're going to attach... He's going to knock Kingler out next turn. There's no way around that. However, I'm going to put an energy on Manaphy, play Rare Candy to evolve Froakie directly into Greninja. Into Greninja, thank you. And then we are going to... And then what we're going to do here is we're going to use Greninja's EX ability. We're going to put Manaphy in the active spot. And then we're going to use Oceanic Gift. This allows me to attach energy to my Pokemon. 2 of them. So I'm going to choose Greninja and I'm going to choose Kingler. This gives an energy to each one. Now obviously, Manaphy is going to die during the next turn because, you know, Armor Can's just too powerful. But we managed to get around that. So, if we can take out his Air Mooj, I don't think he has a prayer because, unfortunately, in order for him... Well, actually, good for us is that Air Mooj still takes an energy... It forces you to discard the fire energy, meaning you have to put all your energy toward Air Mooj once you have on the field. So it's going to take 2 Aqua Edges to put this Air Mooj down. Assuming he's not smart enough to do anything with that. So we're going to attach an energy to Greninja. We just got Misty. We're going to hold on to that. And we're going to use Aqua Edge. So this is going to do a weird amount of damage because everything that's going on. I think it does 90. Yes. So he has several options here. He can use Armor Cannon to heavily damage my Greninja. Okay, so he still take enough damage to die. So what's he gonna do here? So he decides to go for Armor Cannon. So that brings my Greninja pretty far down, but I can still take his Pokemon out. The only thing we gotta be careful is Greninja dies, then we lose this match. So we're gonna put an energy on Kingler. We're gonna put Froakie on the bench, and we're gonna use Aqua Edge. This is going to put down Aramouge, and that, unfortunately, unlike with Medicham, this only gives us 2 points. So we still take out one more Mon, but it's not that bad. Alright, so her Flame takes 2 energy to use its attack. And he only has 1 turn, so... Alright, I think we're still fine, though, because I still have 10 HP left. Unless he just randomly attaches... Somehow it's a way to do 10 more damage. Okay. Put Charcadet in play, so I see what he's going to do here. He's going to attach another Charcadet. He's going to Hearthstone Flame, or Dance, to do 10... Bring me down to 10 HP and attach... Okay, so he's going to flip... Okay, so he got a tail, so that does not happen. I thought it was an automatic thing. Alright, so now we can essentially... I'm going to do this just to make sure. We essentially just end this match right now, because Aqua Edge is super effective. Which means we do 120. Which is enough to put him down. So, with this particular Water 2 deck, not a problem beating him with an EX. So this deck you probably want to use overall. And I could definitely see the AI being smart enough to use this deck as well, unlike some other decks. So, we managed to complete one of the tasks as well. So now we're going to try I'm going to try a few times here to beat him. I'm going to use the auto mode to try to beat him with the other water deck, see if we can get the one. But theoretically, you can beat him with this deck, but we're going to do our damnedest to beat him with that no EX deck. Which is what I put it down as. So we're going to try a few auto battles here. This is just so I have to, I've already showed you kind of how the deck works, so I don't think I have to manually do it. But I think the AI is going to make a mistake. I will turn auto off and I will take over. So we got first again. I got a feeling that's not going to fly. So we're just going to concede right off the bat. I didn't get that good of a hand either, so... It's going to say ready to go, but it's going to say I conceded. That's fine. So this is only really doable if you're fighting against AI, because obviously, I think giving up and online because you didn't get first turn is kind of stupid. I understand you get the extra energy, but I've definitely played... I played more online than I did when I last uploaded a video to this, and people seem to do that more often than I'd like to admit. Because I will say, I probably now play Pocket Battles more than I play TCG Live. Or is it being because TCG Live is just... There's just a lot of... Okay, I got second that time. It's just really, really cheap sometimes. Okay, so actually, I got a really good hand. I do have to wait 1 turn, but I got a really good hand. So we're gonna see if what the AI is gonna be smart enough to do. So essentially, I have Frigibax and Excalibur in my hand. I can attach an energy to Frigibax, then during the next turn, I can evolve with the Excalibur, and then I can use its ability to do a bunch of things. And I even draw up with a big air balloon. So we can do Chili right off the bat to do 20 damage. Which, ironically, Moltres is not weak to water, it's weak to electricity, which is interesting, to say the least, I guess. The only problem I have, I don't think... Excalibur can survive 1 attack from Armor Cannon. I want to say it's one of the reasons that I chose him. Okay, let's see. Please don't get any... I really need to get nothing for tails, or for heads. He's going to get 3, isn't he? No, we got 1. Okay, that's not too bad. So what's going to happen during this turn, he's going to use the Rare Candy to evolve. Let me make sure he does this, because I got a feeling he might try to use Ino. We're going to evolve Frigibax directly into Baxcalibur. Now to attach an energy to Baxcalibur. Attach the big air balloon so we could do a free retreat cost. We use Ice Maker to attach an energy to itself. Then we're going to play Ino. This shuffles both our hands back there that can be draw the same number of cards. I currently have 2 evolution Pokemon in my hand, so using Ino is a good way to get rid of... Okay, so I actually got Frigibax and Arcabax from that. So now we're going to use Buster Tail to do 90 damage. He's gonna use X speed. Okay, so he's getting Air Moves in play. I'm guessing he has a Flame Patch. Damn it, I hate it when I'm right. So I still think that having Flame Patch in this game is overdoing it in terms of what you can actually do. So I can't kill it in one shot. However, I still do have a chance here, so we're going to see what I grab. Okay, I grabbed Mouthful. That's not crazy good. We're going to put an Energy on Frigibax. We're going to evolve into Archibald. And we're going to use Buster Tail. Hang on. We're going to use Ice Maker, even though there's really no point in doing it. And then we're going to use Buster Tail. So this is going to do 110 damage. No, it's not going to do 110. It's going to do 80. So, unfortunately, just like with the last battle, I don't see us getting out of this. He's got... See, it was... These challenges were easier during the first time because there was still little cards. But now, I still think this game made the same mistake that Live did. And I think it still makes that mistake. So, Fire, Grass, and Water have good support for energies. I know they're not all supposed to rely on energy for support, but when you consider that Grass, or like Steel, Dark, Psychic gets good support too. Steel, Dark, Dragon, it seems like they don't get as much support as the main elements do, and that's one of the things I don't like about Live, and that's one of the things I don't really like about this either, is that you can play whichever you want to, but because there's so much support for Fire and Water and Psychic, you're going to see Fire, Water, and Psychic decks, but you never know which one it is, so you can never figure out an exact deck to use that would take down all three. Unless there's someone online, maybe a PokeTuber, who found a way to deal with all three decks with one deck, which, if he does, good for that individual, or she does good for that individual, but I'm not a fan of looking up and copying decks, so... So I don't think I'm going to be able to do it here, but this tech is theoretically able to get it. But another thing that we could possibly do is, since we don't need... Wait a second, hang on a second. I'm going to see for a second. Something didn't seem right. I just now remembered something. Let me check something. I don't think that was a very good match anyway. So I might have to, yeah, I know. It's going to tell me that I need to use a better deck. I know that. It needs to use water, blah, 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 even though I am using a water deck. I want to check something real quick. Come on. With 12 or more Pandemic Wonder cards. So it says that I don't have 12 Pandemic cards in this deck, but I don't think that's correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go into the deck itself, and I'm going to hit Edit, and then I'm going to select Booster Pack for Pandemic Wonders. Oh, the reason it didn't... That's right. The reason it didn't apply is because I haven't won with the deck yet. So I do have 12 in there. It's just that the deck hasn't been nice to me, so you have to win. I kind of wish it was play a match with 12 Pokemon in your deck. That way you could get around that, because that one is probably the most annoying of the tasks that you can get in this game for that. So, once again, I'm going first, and I'm not liking that. Seems like he starts with Moltres like every single time. It's either that or Charcadet. Like I could have sworn he has other cards in his deck, but he always starts with those two cards. Like I said, I'm going to try a few more auto battles. I really want to, maybe what I might do here, maybe I'll do this a few more times, give it a few more videos, and maybe I'll, like, just do a bunch of videos, see if I can get it to work while I was recording. And just do another video entirely where it just shows me beating him, the EX deck, or him with this deck. Because being a deck's not difficult, because you can if you have the right mons like EX, not a bad thing. But if you complete all 4 tests in the same time, or all 3 tests at the same time, that would be a... Oh my god! I swear to God, like this game has something against like me ever going second. He got Moltres again. I did get Gold Duck, but I can't frickin' even attack. See, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think that's one thing I never really agreed with. The main thing about TCG was the whole you go first, you don't do anything. I understand going first and not drawing, but going first, not drawing, and not putting in energy, that seems... They should have switched it. He's going to use Inferno Dance. He's probably... Yeah, I think the only way really to get around this particular deck is to have it so he never gets to heads. Which, obviously, having him do this ability several times and not it actually happening. Hang on a second. Okay. I had to be careful there because I was afraid he was going to evolve Psyduck into Golduck without realizing that he could attack this turn. So, how should I do this? If I use Headache, I know Sparker can be used. That means it does 10 damage to him and he can't use any supporter cards during his next turn, which might hinder his progress a little bit. Deck size limit's also a little bit of a problem too, so what's he going to do now? He's going to go for Inferno Dance yet again. And he's going to get 3 heads. Yep, there it is. I don't understand why no TCG seems to be able to keep a balance, but every single time it seems like every time I play TCG, it always seems like they can't seem to balance it properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to evolve Psyduck into Golduck here. I'm going to put an energy on this Golduck. And then I'm going to essentially use Ino to reshuffle both our hands. Maybe we'll get something good. Okay, that's not bad at all. Alright, so we're going to put Manaphy on the bench. And then we're going to use Psyduck's Headache attack again. I know Psyduck's going to die in the next turn, but I can't... I don't know... You know what? I don't think we're going to win this. Alright, so there's a theoretical way to beat Medicham EX, or this deck with a no EX deck, but we still managed to deduce that you can beat it quite easily with EX cards in your deck, but the challenge itself is beating it without the EX in the deck. And doing it with 12 cards of Banana Wonders, that's also difficult as well. You also could do the EX with the missions separately, but I don't understand how you would do both at the same time. Like, for example, you could win with 12 Banana Wonder cards in your deck and just and have an EX, but I still think that there's no EX water cards, so I don't think that would work anyway. But anyway, that's pretty much how I would think you would beat it. I'm gonna probably make another video of me actually beating the deck with this particular deck. Maybe I'll have to modify it, but I just put together a deck and I thought it would work. But it seems like it seems like this is almost as unfair as Medicham, but somehow still not. It's a weird cycle. Anyway, I think it's good to do it for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. This is Pokemon Fan 1993 signing off. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.